I want to take you on a journey to a place that is not always in the global spotlight, yet tells one of the most remarkable stories of transformation in the modern world, Guizhou. Nestled among mountains and rivers in southwest China, Guizhou was once synonymous with isolation and poverty. For generations, its rugged terrain made transportation difficult, economic development slow, and opportunity scarce. But if you visit Guizhou today, you will see something very different, something that speaks to determination, long-term planning, and a commitment to lifting people up. Over the past few decades, China has carried out one of the most ambitious poverty alleviation campaigns in human history. The numbers alone are striking. Nationwide, nearly 99 million rural people were lifted out of extreme poverty between 2012 and 2020, and 832 officially designated poor counties were removed from the poverty list. In Guizhou itself, the transformation has been especially dramatic. By 2020, the province had lifted approximately 9.23 million people out of poverty, eliminated poverty in all 9,000 poor villages, and ensured that all 66 impoverished counties met national standards for removal from poverty status. At one point, Guizhou's poverty rate had been as high as 26.8%, yet within just a decade, it dropped to zero under the official standard. These are not just statistics. They represent millions of lives changed. Entire communities were relocated from inhospitable mountain ranges, with nearly 2 million people moved into safer, better connected housing, gaining access to education, healthcare, and employment opportunities. In Guiyang, the capital of Guizhou, I had the opportunity to see it up close and personal. We were able to see how these transformations are taking villagers who have a lot of farming products and bringing them into the city every day with public transportation provided at very low cost. These opportunities to connect rural farmers to markets has allowed them to become entrepreneurial and to embrace the spirit of the transformation, modernization, and economic development in China. As a result of all of these programs and successes, China has declared that extreme poverty has been eliminated nationwide. In Guizhou, this transformation is visible everywhere, from modern highways cutting through the mountains to thriving local industries built on agriculture, tourism, and the latest cutting-edge technology. But Guizhou is not only about the future. It is deeply rooted in history. To understand its significance, we must look back to one of the most defining chapters in modern China, the Long March. Beginning in 1934, the Long March was a strategic retreat undertaken by the Red Army to evade encirclement. It covered an extraordinary distance of approximately 9,000 to 10,000 kilometers, or roughly 6,000 miles over the course of a year. Around 80 to 100,000 Red Army volunteers began that march, but only a fraction, often estimated as fewer than 10,000, completed the journey. The march crossed some of the harshest terrain imaginable: snow-covered mountains over 4,000 meters high, swampy grasslands, and raging rivers. Soldiers endured starvation, extreme weather, and constant military pressure by the Kuomintang. Yet despite these immense losses, the Long March became a symbol of endurance, discipline, and determination. A critical turning point occurred in the city of Zunyi during the Zunyi Conference in January 1935. At that time, the Chinese Red Army had suffered serious setbacks. The conference brought leaders together to reassess strategy and leadership. It was here that Mao Zedong emerged as a decisive voice. His emphasis on flexible, adaptive tactics suited to China's terrain and conditions gained wide support. The Zunyi Conference did not instantly make Mao the sole leader, but it marked the moment when his influence rose significantly. It is widely regarded as the point where his leadership path was firmly established, shaping the future of the communist movement and ultimately modern China itself. Today, visitors can walk through the Zunyi Conference Memorial Museum and the Red Ribbon Museum, where this history is preserved and brought vividly to life. These sites are not just museums, they are reminders of perseverance. They show how adversity can forge direction and unity. And that same spirit, the willingness to overcome immense challenges, is visible in Guizhou today in another remarkable way: engineering. Consider the Huajiang Canyon Bridge, a truly extraordinary achievement in modern construction. Completed in 2025, this bridge is officially recognized as the highest bridge in the world, with a breathtaking vertical clearance of 625 meters, over 2,050 feet from the bridge deck to the canyon floor below. To put that into perspective, that height is nearly twice that of the Eiffel Tower. The bridge itself stretches 2,890 meters in total length, with a main span of 1,420 meters, supported by towering pylons rising over 260 meters high. It carries a major expressway across the Beipan River, dramatically improving connectivity. Before the bridge, crossing the canyon could take over an hour along winding mountain roads. Today, that journey takes just minutes, or even about a minute on the expressway. But beyond records and engineering statistics, its true importance lies in what it enables: connection. It links remote communities, supports tourism, and accelerates economic development. It is part of a broader transformation that has turned Guizhou into what some call a world museum of bridges. Where mountains once divided people, bridges now unite them. This is the story of Guizhou, a place where history, development, and ambition intersect. From the hardships of the Long March, to the critical decisions at Zunyi, to the lifting of over 9 million people out of extreme poverty, and now to record-breaking infrastructure, Guizhou reflects a broader narrative of transformation, development, and progress. It also raises a larger question for all of us. What can be achieved when long-term vision is matched with sustained effort, and when local solutions are matched with national and centrally planned decisions? When policy is not just announced, but implemented city by city, village by village, family by family. Guizhou shows that change is possible, even in the most challenging conditions. It shows that development does not have to leave people behind, and it shows that history can serve not only as a memory of struggle, but as a foundation for progress. That memory of struggle is embodied in the lifeblood of the Communist Party of China. In closing, Guizhou is no longer defined by poverty nor by isolation. It is defined by connection, opportunity, growth, and the proud resilience and legacy of the Long March. It stands as a testament to what can be achieved when people serve one another, when the government and the party serve the people, and when a society commits itself to lifting every citizen and building toward a shared future, a future of prosperity, a future of development, and a future of peace.